Okay. All right. So welcome everyone. Here we are again at a UMass Fruit Twilight Zoom. Um, it's a new verb that we have, Zooming. So it's great to have you all here. The agenda tonight is going to include Jaime Pinheiro talking about plum curculio and internal LEPs. Liz will talk a little bit about Parancilla and then a little bit more about some disease updates, specifically about scab, fire blight, and Pseudomonas. Then we have Dwayne Green talking about blossom and petal fall thinning. John will then talk about changes to the new apple carbohydrate thinning model. And at the end, we have time reserved for discussion and questions about the topics that we've covered during the meeting, but also including an opportunity for people to ask some questions or discuss their thoughts or some of the things that they may be planning on doing regarding the Massachusetts Pick Your Own guidelines that were released last week. We're going to have another meeting to talk about all of that kind of stuff coming up on the 20th, but I know that especially for anyone who's growing strawberries, it's right around the corner and there's a lot to do to get ready. So I was hoping we'd have a little time to talk about that. We'll try to wrap up around 7, but I think I at least am willing to stick around a little bit longer if the discussion is going on and isn't really ready to wrap up by then. We can extend it a little bit beyond 7 o'clock. As Liz said, the webinar is recorded tonight. We have 1 pesticide applicator training credit awarded for the meeting. For anyone who has just jumped on in the last couple of minutes, you may have noticed that there was no question in the pre-registration questionnaire that you filled out when you signed up for this meeting. And so having not done that, we want to capture that information by having you email Liz with your name and your all of the relevant information for the form, license number, etc. As always, we're encouraging anyone who finds this information valuable and is interested in donating to go to the donate button on our home page, which is actually not a donate button, it's a make a gift button on the UMass Fruit Advisor page. Highlighted here on the slide, and not the one that says give up at the top, because that takes you to the whole university donation page, unless that's what you want to do, which is fine. But if you want to donate to the fruit program, you go to the one that's circled in red, which will take you to a window that looks like this, and you can either click one of the pre-populated amounts up above, or you can enter into the box where the arrow is the amount that you would like to give, which we're suggesting $20, which is what we normally would collect at an in-person Twilight meeting. And that will then go directly into this little box right here. It'll populate that little window. So we very much appreciate any donations that people are willing to make. And when it comes to programming, I also just wanted to take a quick moment to remind you that we have lots of stuff available on the website for you, aside from these Twilight meetings and some of the other things we're trying to do. Just wanted to remind people of that. And I'm going to copy and paste all of these links into the chat box, so you can grab them from there if you'd like, if you don't have them already, so you don't have to write anything quickly down here. Just to remind you, we do have the 2 guides, the New England Tree Fruit Guide, Small Fruit Guide, are both available as an online document that you can download or just look at, or look anything up there that you need to know, that if you don't have a hard copy of the guide, or even if you do have a hard copy of the guide. We also have our newsletters, Healthy Fruit, the IPM Berry Blast, New England Grape Notes, and Fruit Notes. The first 3 come out on a weekly basis during the season. Many of you already know that, because that's probably how you heard about this meeting tonight. But anyone who doesn't already get those, you can go to the link, for the bookstore, and go ahead and sign up for any of those newsletters. And Fruit Notes is a quarterly, more of a research publication that comes out 4 times a year. I also wanted to let you know, if you don't already, that we have a lot of new fact sheets that have been posted just recently. About almost 20 new Apple related fact sheets that have just gone up. I encourage you to take a look at those. And then last but certainly not least, we have, thanks to Jaime, brought back the March message, which Ron Prokope did for many years. And then we went for quite a few years without having it. And now this will be the second year, I believe, that we have the March message available, which is a very lengthy document that goes into some detail on a lot of different topics. And it's really a great resource. So I encourage you to take a look at that. Okay, so I'll put those in the chat window for anyone who doesn't have them already. And that brings us back to the agenda.